It was just amazing, because usually when an episode is divided into parts, the first part is not interesting and without details, but this is not the case. This time we saw a lot of hidden details and scenes that reveal intermediate storylines. And most importantly, we saw the Titan TV man with the Astro Toilets technology. He was still under the control of the Astro Toilets, but as it turned out, his mind is not under control. He can think and speak freely. It turns out that the Astro Toilets control only his body. Today will be a very interesting video because I tried to make a detailed analysis of episode 79 for you. Today you will find out what the Simp cameraman is hiding, why he has changed so much and what to expect from him in the future. What references were shown in this episode, who should die in episode 79, and who should appear in the second part. This and much more in today's video, so don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we begin. The 79th episode starts with the Cameraman base, and more precisely with the participation of the scientist Cameraman. It should be mentioned that in episode 78, we have already seen this place, and there the scientist Cameraman was installing a camera in the same way, but already on a hybrid Skibidi Toilet, and here we see that he includes a portable camera for Speakerman. And by the way, Speakerman is not an ordinary Speakerman, but one of the very first ones we saw, because he was the one we first met in episode 24, when we learned about the existence of Speakerman. It turns out, after all this time, he's not only survived, but he's still fighting. But still, he has some differences. For example, now he has a different speaker, that is his head, because in episode 24 he had a logo on the right side. Next, Speakerman mounts this handheld camera on himself, and from this point on, we start to see from Speakerman's face for the first time. Next, we see in front of us the same base from episode 49 and 50, but already improved and with new technology. Here we notice a lot of scientists' chamberlains, as well as guards. In general, the atmosphere is friendly, and some even relax. We also notice crippled agents. As I said before, there are some characters from the 78th episode, for example, TV Man in a scarf. We first learned about him from the previous episode. Here he communicates with TV Woman. We also see a very sad and upset agent who still can't believe that Plunger Man died on the battlefield. Also, one of the Speakerman in a black suit says that,
"Through the subtle frequencies of the chants, we can communicate with you."
Before the translation technology was created, Speakerman was only understood by agents of their race, but now with this device they can be understood by everyone. Speakerman further offers to test the device to a scientist. "Do you understand me?" says the Speakerman with the camera, to which the scientist responds in the affirmative and hints for you to put a like if you haven't already. The Speakerman in black then continues and says,
"This prototype allows you to understand both Speakerman and Skibidi Toilet language,"
and asks for the toilet to demonstrate this to the scientist. And further, the toilet says, "I want to split you open and see what's inside you." Speakerman hesitantly says the device does work. And this is also a character from episode 78. Then Cameraman Detective comes up to them and realizing what's going on here, he confiscates the device and leaves the place. Most likely, this device will be useful to him in the future, and he already has plans how he will use this device. Next, we hear the big TV man's voice. He's angry and says,
"Are you serious? I've been teleporting your garbage for hours and that's not all. It's a miracle the Astro Toilets haven't found us yet."
As we can see, the agents already know that an attack on their base is coming, so they use the help of the TV man to teleport all the necessary things to safety. In this shot, you can take a closer look at what exactly the Agnets are teleporting. There are different containers and technologies and even dangerous substances. Also here you can see the chair under which the secret woman agent is hiding, which has been following us since episode 75. It turns out that all this time there was one of the Astro Toilet spies on the base. They are completely invisible, and we noticed them sometimes, for example in the same 78th episode. Then he wanted to teleport to the Cameraman base, but the hybrid Skibidi Toilet stopped him. That's probably how another Astro spy got into that base. But luckily, the security system kicked in, and he was quickly eliminated. Afterwards, the Astro Toilet says that,
"They know where you are. You will perish from hands of your own."
then says, that you will die at the hands of your friends, meaning TV Man Titan or other future infected agents. And here's one of the most interesting parts. TV Woman's about to end this toilet, but suddenly a Simp cameraman activates from the capsule. Yes, the same Simp cameraman who has been in love with TV Woman since its inception. I mean episode 49, because that's when he fell in love with TV Woman, because she saved him. As we remember in Skibidi Toilet's captivity, he was legless and dying and had to be hospitalized. But no matter what, he still loved TV Woman. In episode 74, he accidentally lost a picture of him with her. After he was teleported to the base, scientists experimented on him and created a killing machine. The scientists combined Astro technology with their own, and now they have a powerful walking weapon. Why a weapon? Now the cameraman only obeys a certain agent and only activates at the right moment. At this point, you can see one of the scientists ordering him back to the capsule, and he obeys the order. Pushing the TV Woman out of the way, the Simp cameraman follows the order and steps back into the capsule. Inside the capsule, he is recharged. And by the way, not everyone noticed this, but if you look more closely at the capsule, you will notice that now his name is not Simp Cameraman, but Simp Chad Cameraman. The Sim child had no feelings or emotions. There are two possibilities. Either he really became a Sigma boy, or it is much worse. Most likely, the scientists erased his memory and made him a cold-blooded fighter who obeys only orders. He now has no will of his own because he is activated and deactivated and stored in a capsule. What do you think? Write in the comments. By the way, the channel has a separate video about Simp Cameraman. Who is interested? The video appeared on the upper right corner. I still think the Simp will not be like this forever. Someday he will come back to himself because love always wins. Next, the evacuation works, just like it did in episode 50 during the Skibidi Toilet invasion. Next, the TV man in the scarf says,
"We needed more time to evacuate."
Afterward, the Skibidi Toilet negotiator appears. He was probably a diplomat, lawyer, or negotiator before the infection, because he first negotiated cooperation between the Skibidi Toilets and the Alliance. Now he wanted to negotiate with the Astro Toilets. And as we can see, it didn't work out. "They ruined my jacket, please deal with them," says the diplomat and leaves. Next, we can see a similar scene from episode 50. The scene is almost the same, it's just that while the Skibidi Toilets were attacked before, now the Astro Toilets are attacked. Next, a Giga Skibidi Toilet appears and destroys one of the Astro Toilets against the wall. Next, he praises one of their cameramans who was able to eliminate the Astro Toilets. Here you can see the air defense of the cameramans, and on the left side you can see the cameraman in the blue beret from episode 75. The same Spanish Astro Toilet appears here, but apparently it got a little overheated because of the agent's shell, or slimmed down by the acid shot of the Skibidi Mafia. He's enlarged and can be said to have become a half-titan. Next comes the second representative of the G-Squad, Michael Skibidi Toilet. Next, the Toilet Mafia and G-Squad compliment Michael on a job well done. After the Giga Chad turns to the Speakerman and says we'll try to buy you some time so that the Speakerman, who is recording everything on camera, has time to back off. But the Speakerman doesn't back down and continues to record everything on the handheld camera. Next, the Duchess shows up. All at once aim at her, but unfortunately it is pointless because she activates the protective field. At the last moment, a heavy projectile lands on the shield, but it doesn't help. She lands on a building without even noticing that there was a cameraman named Robert protecting the place and trying to stop her. Press F, Robert. Too bad for him. She goes on to say,
"You have no idea who's coming."
And we hear the sounds of teleportation. The TV man Titan appears. The TV man says, With this phrase, we can understand that it is as if the mind of the TV man Titan is not fully captured, and he realizes that he is destroying his loved ones, but he can't do anything about it because he is under the control of the Astro Toilets. Next, the Titan approaches the base. We see that the Titan has been upgraded and now has Astro technology. The agents aim and shoot exactly at the captured Titan core to free it. And at the same time, the cameramans activate a defense field to stop the Titan from approaching. But with a single shot, the Titan destroys that security field. Next, everyone who was near the Titan fights against TV Man using different weapons. All the guards of the base were involved to stop Titan TV Man, but unfortunately, all this is pointless because TV Man activated a shield which protected him from all the shots. Afterwards, he immediately launched a counter-strike and completely destroyed all the guards. But the Alliance does not give up, and they continue to attack the Titan and shoot exactly at the core to free him. Here we are shown the improved TV Man blades. If earlier Titan could use them only in close combat, but now they pursue the enemy and destroy at a distance. But still, we managed to cripple the TV Man Titan a little bit. Next, a mech suit of a Skibidi scientist approaches under the control of Kleiner. He tries to attack as well, but the TV Man hits him with a counter shot, and surprisingly, Kleiner was able to stop this shot with the help of the Simperman's speakers. And the same shot does damage to itself TV Man Titan. The TV Man manages to activate his shield at the last moment, of course, but still it is because of this projectile that the Titan takes a tremendous amount of damage. The scientist tries to finish the Titan off, but at the last moment the TV Man uses his improved sword and destroys the mech suit in one throw. Kleiner survives and instantly leaves the battlefield after seeing the additional projectile. The Astro Toilets manage to capture the Cameraman base. TV Man Titan will again need repair and improvement. After all, he is practically half dead. The Titan is saddened as he realizes what he has done and realizes he is under control. Duchess turns to the Titan and says,
Choke your grief. The cosmos hears no cries. Only power speaks.
After the monologue, she begins to laugh. Next comes the second wave of defenders, and they similarly begin to attack the Titan. But Speakerman tries to stop them and urges them to retreat, because he has witnessed how strong the Astro Toilets are, and that there is no point in attacking them at this point. Speakerman says that everyone needs to get out of here, but they don't understand him, because in order to understand him, every cameraman needs to have a device. There is also a camera woman in here. Speakerman looks at her and says, please, but it's meaningless, because no one understands him. The agents continue to defend themselves against the Astro Toilets. Look at the background. The Duchess doesn't care at all what's going on here. It's like a show for her. This is confirmed by her star glasses she tried on. Now, always, next to the TV Man, there are 2 Astro Toilets flying next to the TV Man, which are carrying his additional screens. And that's how the Astro Toilets decide to get rid of these remaining agents. And that concludes the first part of episode 79. As we know, almost always when an episode is divided into parts, the first parts are almost always not interesting, but in the case of episode 79, this is not the case. In fact, we saw a lot of interesting moments, as well as revealed some details and saw the continuation of some storylines, such as the continuation of the Cameraman Simp story and the continuation of the Detective Cameraman storyline. As we remember, in episode 79, we will have to find out what G-Man was talking about with Astro UFO, as well as Dafuk Boom earlier said that in episode 79, one important character will die. About the second fact, I will say right away that I think if any important character should die, I think it will be Camera Woman. First of all, we saw her at the end of the first part of episode 79, and she was at the most dangerous point. And then they put a red glow on Camera Woman and the rest of the agents. And as we know, red glow in TV Man means self-destruction of the enemy. Secondly, on the battlefield, at least in the first part, we didn't see any more important characters. Thirdly, she has nothing to lose because she loved Plunger Man, and he is gone. But in episode 77, she tried to attack the enemies, who are many times bigger and stronger than her. And if at that moment TV Woman wouldn't have saved her, Camera Woman would have died in episode 77. Okay, what will happen in the second part of episode 79, I will tell you in a separate video, but now let's traditionally see what Dafuk Bum wrote in the description this time. Actually, the description has changed a little bit after the premiere, if originally it was written like this. Now the description says, Cameraman base is under attack. Also, some other elements have been changed. Who is interested, you can click on pause and watch. In general, the first part of the 79th episode turned out very good, and I'm sure the second part will be at least at the same level, and already with an improved Speakerman Titan, but about this already in another video. I'm Super Cameraman. Well, we will see you very soon. Subscribe to the channel so you don't lose me. Good luck to everyone and goodbye.